Hello, friends, and welcome to Promise Tree. We're back here again after a couple weeks. I don't know. How long has it been? It's usually every other week, right? That's what we do here.
That sounds accurate.
Cool. So, hello, everyone in chat. For those of you who are maybe new here, we are playing Ryuutama, which is a Japanese tabletop RPG written by Atsuhiro Okada and published in English by Kotodama Heavy Industries. It's kind of a happy feel-good RPG that is generally often described as Hayao Miyazaki's Oregon Trail. The game is a narrative RPG centered around the concept of traveling and the sense of wonder that it brings. There's been kind of an upswing lately in Ryuutama streams, I've noticed. Back when this one started, I think it was like one of maybe 2 or 3 that I knew of that were out there. Thank you for the follow.
I mean, obviously it's all thanks to us.
Oh, definitely.
We started.
Definitely.
Sorry,
He got that train rolling because he got me to play the game, so...
Hell yeah.
So speaking of, one of the other ones that is out there that is very wonderful is called Ryokoseo, or Travel. And that runs on Dylan Anaris's channel, which, if I remember how shoutouts work on Twitch, I will do that. Maybe. Nope, I don't know how to do it. Anyway, I'll figure that out. I tweet about it when his stuff comes on. You'll find him. It's great. It's a very good stream. And then, of course, there's this one. And you can usually also see, I believe, Scraticus runs a Ryuutama game over on his channel right now. I think Pro Restarter has one going. Like, everybody's jumping on the Ryuutama bandwagon, and it's kind of great. But we were here pretty early. So, our game is very JRPG inspired, in case the interface didn't give you that hint somehow.
What?
The character portraits have each been drawn by their respective player. I, the GM, drew the Ryujin. Trills is drawn by M. Griffins is drawn by Victor. Ruse is drawn by Anna. And Mildews is drawn by Nicholas. We have an entire team of artists playing this game, for whatever that's worth. So let's go around and do intros, and then we will get into our recap and then play the game. Why don't we go ahead and we'll start from the back this time. Let's start with Nicholas.
No. I'm Nicholas. I do art at Nyvinter on Twitter, and I will be playing Mildew, traveling librarian who may be cursed.
Traveling librarian who might have a curse on him. It's fine. No big deal. And moving on to Anna.
Hi, I'm Anna. I will be playing Rue, the very small healer and mom friend of the group.
Yep, and she is adorable and sweet, and we love her so much. And Victor, who are you playing today?
I am Victor. Go by Victormon pretty much everywhere. I draw and make comics and art and stuff, and I play Griffin, the spear-wielding hero type friend.
He's
taking a little bit of a hit to his self-confidence last episode or so.
Sweet boy. And last but certainly not least, M.
Hi, my name's M, Addie Treffer on Twitter, Treffer most other places. I will be playing Trill, who is our sunny big sister, our tall pink friend, and general tinkery type.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's done things like fishing for flowers in dungeons, and then there was like some stuff with a bridge that happened.
Also
various.
known as Mistress of the Rope, I believe is my official title.
Yeah, like
what's up, danger?
There is
What's
so
up,
much
danger?
rope. This party has bought so much rope. For purposes as yet unknown.
Come and handy.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
we definitely tied two bad guys together once.
Yeah.
That's
Totally.
true. That's true.
And we totally have a plan.
Always.
We do.
That's a plan.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, wow, last episode there was a lot of lore discovery. And I am Jess, or Joe, depending on how many other Jesses are on the stream or in the room. I go by Little Cup of Joe here on Twitch, obviously, because you're here on my channel, or on Twitter, or pretty much everywhere on the internet, but mostly Twitch and Twitter's where I hang. I am the GM, the Ryujin. In Ryuutama, the Ryujin is an actual character that exists in the fiction, but they also basically exert some level of control over the story. The Ryujin we have for this tale is Lazuria. She's a blue Ryujin, which means our story focuses on the power of friendship, basically. Love and family and human drama and all those good squishy feelings.
My friends are my power.
Yeah. So that's what we've got for our cast. Are we ready to play?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Let's play a game.
Yeah.
Thank you for the follow, Space Lady. Okay. So we begin seeing the group at an outpost on the edge of the Lathville grasslands. We see Mildew hastily finishing the writing of a document, struggling a touch because Pighead, his donkey griffin, doesn't make for a very steady desk. He flaps the pages to dry the ink a few times, then hands the letter off to the postmaster at his bird station and pays the coin to have the letter sent to Zelkova. And if Mildew would like to read the letter that is our recap today.
Yes. Hi, Dad. It was a while since I wrote, but then again, we did see each other not too long ago. Anyway, we reached university again, and it brought up some both good and bad memories. I don't think I mentioned that I stole some books from the library when I left the place, and I might have a small curse upon me. No, don't worry, it's fine. We tried to find people who stole the tree, but it turned out stole the tree and turned into a stone. Turns out they also stole a similar stone from the university. Without it, the place will crumble, so we really need to get them back as well. The thief was in cohorts with the sorcerer, who smiled at me when they saw me. It was spooky. I hope it's no one I know from this place. That would be real awkward. The day I'm writing this letter, we're about to cross the desert to see if we can get the stone from Sidolia before that one is stolen as well. One of the professors here said that it was there, and he tried to get the university stone back, so he's trustworthy. I've never been to the desert before, but it looks a bit too warm. Griffith's been there before though, so we're not going in blind. Krill's been real positive about the whole trip to a place where they have heroes, and Rue has forced us to stock up on water. She even got Pighead to agree to carrying it. Wish us luck, I'm pretty sure we'll need it. Give my love to Grandma Loon and her flying ferrets. How I wish I had time to take them out into the fields when we're home. I also wish I hadn't drunk all that magic coffee, as you can see from all the spelling errors and the spilled ink. Hugs, Mildew. P.S. Dad, I enclosed a book about small wooden statues with funny faces. It has some real neat techniques, and I know you want to do more than just carpet furniture.
And that's the letter that your father will receive in a few days' time with the post going out. So we come back to our good kids. And as we see them making their way through, the voice of Lazuria is heard above it all from her shrine as she writes. With another day's journey behind them since leaving the outpost, the last hint of the grasslands has disappeared over the horizon, leaving the four friends in the unforgiving, endlessly flat expanse of the Samari Desert. The sun blazed above them with a white-hot glare in the deep, dizzyingly empty blue skies far above. In this featureless plain, it was difficult to gauge direction, or truly see if they had not inadvertently retraced their own steps. For even the earth left no mark of their passing. The dry, hard surface was as unyielding as any stone, parted only occasionally by cracks that had formed some time in the past. Nevertheless, they knew they had to reach Sidolia before Jadar or the amber-cloaked sorcerer did. They had to protect the next of the flowstones, Sidolia's precious firestone. So, to start us off, why don't we all roll the condition check for the day? Your target number is 9.
Woo.
Condition checks, yes.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Trill, no.
6.
Oh, okay.
What was it, did you say?
Well, actually, condition check doesn't have a target number, I'm sorry. As long as you don't fumble, you're fine.
Oh, okay,
I
then
just...
yeah.
It's so fumbled.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no! Rue, sweet Bab.
Yeah, the important thing here is to get over 10 if you can.
Yeah, if you get over 10, you get to bump one of your stats up by a die size for the day.
Does the terrain bonus count in here, or is that separate?
No.
That's separate. Okay.
That's for traveling.
Yep.
6.
Okay.
yeah,
Nobody got over a 10?
No.
Okay.
I think so,
And
no.
Rue, you fumbled, right?
That cuts my HP in half, right?
No, actually. You must choose one of the following status effects. You can take Injury 4, Poison 4, Exhaustion 4, or Muddled 4.
I have magic that can increase your condition. Is that a thing I can use now, or should I use that after it picks a terrible thing that's happening?
Let's go ahead and roleplay these results a little bit, and you can play Trill doing that.
I think it's gonna be exhaustion, right?
Okay.
Because Rue is a tiny woodland animal, and we're going out into the desert, and it's very hot. He's wearing a cloak.
Okay. So exhaustion will reduce your spirit die by 1 die size.
Okay.
It's very, very hot, and she's very, very small.
Yeah. And that like nasty, hard, like basically hard, dry earth is probably not great on her little hooves.
That was just exhausted 4 or whatever.
Yeah, exhaustion 4.
Okay.
So yeah, as you all are heading through, we'll get to the travel check shortly. But if you guys would like to, everybody kind of has a fairly middling condition. It sounds like, other than Rue. What does this look like as you guys are about a day into this desert landscape?
I think Trill has she's actually put her goggles on. So Trill's got like this like ridiculous kind of overly technical orange glass goggle device kind of over her eyes, blocking out some of the sunlight, and she's put her ridiculous mane of pink hair up in a ponytail. But she's kind of using her lantern pole as more of a walking stick and walking ahead, kind of scouting as we go. Not actually confidently striding ahead as she has been previously, but more just kind of cautiously trying to be the reasonable leader of the group in this situation.
And how about Mildew? Because it's sort of your responsibility to track the group's location and be the wayfinder. How is that working out in this expanse that looks exactly the same in every direction?
I think Mildew probably do that quite well still though, because he's scowling the sun because it's hot. If you see the hot sun, you know a little bit where you are.
And I think Griffin has put whatever kind of cloth he has like kind of around his head, but his like hair sproing sticks out of it, He's I think he's like trying to stick close to the main group, just kind of keeping an eye out for routes and dangers and stuff. Maybe being the one who notices Rue's condition.
Don't mind the desert wildcats.
Wildcats.
Yeah. Oh, look, he's back.
They just won't go away.
Yeah, just keep lifting them off.
Even feeding the cats.
Yeah.
They're following you guys everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, they smell food.
Yeah.
Keep tossing food to the side, but they know we have more.
So yeah, and is Rue kind of just lagging behind?
Yeah, I don't know how far behind, but it's definitely using her walking stick, like sticking it in the sand and tottering a few steps, and sticking it in the sand and tottering a few steps, and just sort of slightly hunched over as she's trying to keep herself upright.
Okay.
It is very hot here.
Yeah, yeah, and your clothing is probably not ideal for desert heat so much as it is forest weather.
Yeah, no, it's rain boots and a windbreaker, basically.
Okay. Yep.
We were in a bit of a hurry. I guess we could have picked up some better stuff for the heat. I think Griffin will kind of slow down a bit and walk with Rue rather than push ahead.
Yeah, in hindsight, I think we should have bought umbrellas or something, to shade us. I can't even wear my hat. And my hair is damp. It's constantly damp. It's...
Oh, wow.
Is the snow on your hair just melted?
Yeah.
So the effect is that Mildew either looks like he just got out of the shower or he's extra sweaty.
I'm gonna say it looks a bit more like he got out of the shower, and it smells a little bit like, damp dog.
Snow melt. Oh no.
Well, we have an emergency source of water if things get dire.
No.
No! I'm not licking Mildew's head. That's weird.
And there are worse things we can do to get water out here.
So,
No.
Trill, did you want to go ahead and try to help Rue with...
Yeah. If Rue is looking like she's like really struggling, I think as the group kind of like congregates around Rue, Trill walks forward like a couple more steps, realizes that, wait a second, and kind of doubles back. Is everything okay? Whoa, Rue, you look,
It's really
do you
hot.
need water? Oh, you're looking not great. Hang on. I got just the thing. And she kind of like gestures to Griffin and Mildew to step back. And lifts up her hand. Okay, so just take a sec. Summer wind and sunlit sky. Make what else us go bye-bye. And I'm gonna roll to magic. Magic's fine. And vacation vitality. And I think she kind of slaps Rue on the back, and there's this burst of wind that creates almost like a cyclone of sand around them that kind of blows back. And as the wind kind of dissipates, Rue, your clothing is now perfectly all like it's all free of creases. You are sweat free. You are feeling much better. In practice, your condition has increased by 2, but I think it also gets rid of like stuff potentially.
Okay, so condition is increased by 2, which means you'd be up to 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's meet or beat, if I recall correctly. So you should be able to shake off exhaustion.
Cool.
So you feel rejuvenated and clean again and not icky.
Wow! Thanks, Trill! That was amazing!
That's not a bad trick.
A trick?
Bad trick? That's our best use of magic yet.
I meant it as a compliment, sorry.
Is it always this hot in the desert?
Yes. Except at night when it gets extremely cold.
And people live here on purpose?
Griffin, you do know not a lot of people live here specifically. This is sort of the crossing point to get to the coast where people tend to live. But you do know there is a caravan that roams about out here. So you ran into them back when you first traveled this way and when you came back.
Yeah.
So they're out there somewhere.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping we're running into that caravan again. They did help out getting me to the more survivable parts. Easily survivable. We're gonna survive. It's fine.
And I think with that, we'll go ahead and do our travel check as you traverse through the day. And then, Mildew, if you would like to do the direction check as well.
Yeah. 9 for the traveling.
Excellent.
No,
You succeed.
traveling uses the bonuses, right?
Uh-huh.
So, +1 from my walking stick and a +2 for the hot weather.
Okay.
So that brings me up to 12.
Awesome. Yeah, you succeed. You're looking sort of upset, Em. What'd you get?
Well, I tried to use your dice again. And
Oh
they
no.
rolled
No!
Why'd you
So-
do that?
Stop using those dice.
Look at this thing. There are like 16 dice in here. One of these should be not cursed.
You're going through.
I admire your sense of positivity.
Yeah.
But no,
sorry.
yeah, that's a strong 4.
Okay. Please go ahead and have your total HP.
Yes, ma'am.
Griffin got a 15.
Holy shit. Okay. You're fine. Which makes sense. You've done this journey before.
With my walking stick bonus, that's a 7 for Rue.
Okay. You do not quite make it. So that is, go ahead and have your current HP.
That makes perfect sense.
I'm sorry, Em. For the record, it was not me intentionally cursing the dice. I just touched them. I carried them in a bag for a day or two. That's all.
Viewers, don't touch cursed dice. And don't give your dice to people who are cursed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you run into me at PAX and we hang out, don't let me carry your dice. Just don't.
Don't let her anywhere near.
Until scientists over at Wizards of the Coast and other places design a dice curse vaccine, we have to be careful who we share dice with. Who will let touch dice.
Share dice responsibly, friends.
Yeah. Ask your doctor if you need to check your dice.
Jesus. Well,
if you recently shared your dice, make sure you go to a.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, with that in mind, what did you get on the direction check, Mildew?
14.
Okay.
Double
perfect.
7s.
You're doing all right. Why don't you guys go ahead and describe? So, Trill and Rue, travel is going a little rougher for you. What's happened so far on this journey across this flat Badlands that has been problematic as you go across the day?
For Rue, even considering the bad condition check and everything, even with Trill's help, she's still not doing great. So it's probably like the remaining exhaustion has taxed her, and maybe the ground is not something she's used to walking on. Like it's sandier, and her feet sink down into it.
I think if you're okay with this, Anna, maybe we say that at a certain point Rue's just like can't really much longer, and so the reason Trill's check is so low, she's actually carrying Rue now.
100%. Is this a piggyback situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
So
down for that.
that's probably fairly exhausting.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Totally fine.
Sorry about this, Trill.
And
Don't even worry about it. It's just like feels kind of nostalgic, really.
You were shorter the last time we did this.
You weren't.
No.
so we've established that Rue apparently got her full height at like 10 years old.
It's actually a lot easier now.
Yeah, she got to 140 centimeters and just stopped.
Oh, so cute.
Good enough length.
Yeah.
How about the boys? How are you guys doing as you traverse this desert? Your rolls were quite good, actually.
Yeah, I think Mildew is like constantly keeping an eye on the direction we're going, while Griffin now kind of takes over the scouting thing and is kind of hopping around on rocks and looking out and we can cut through here. It's an easier path here and stuff like that.
Yeah, Mildew is also probably trying to figure out how much the sun moves, so that to compensate for that, and so Mildew will probably, unfortunately block out a little bit of the other people and don't listen, so he probably walks away a little bit.
So you're straying a little bit ahead, trying to focus on keeping everybody on track and actually not getting lost, because you've only got so much water, and you want to make sure you get there in time.
Yeah. Trill's got that handled, obviously. Their thing, they're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Pighead will just suddenly sometimes just put the teeth and just pull Mildew back a little bit. So
I was
that's
like, whoa, you're
Right.
getting too far ahead, buddy.
He cares.
Pigheads.
We have won the heart of this stubborn donkey, Griffin.
Yes. So
Because we fail forward.
indeed. So you make your way on through, and it's really the sun is about the only thing that gives you any indication that you're moving and that time is passing, and it's just really hot. The day feels longer than you're used to, because the sun is just up there for so much longer, it seems like. But as it traverses and starts to hang about halfway down the sky, after you've, at some point, I assume you stopped and rested to have some water and some lunch and just rest your feet. And as you're getting up and packing back up to get on the non-existent road again, go ahead and roll, I think there's a sense or a perception check for you to find things. Let me find their skill. Where is the skill thing?
I have it.
Yes, there is a perception check. Is Dex int.
Dex.
Nice.
As you scan the horizon, which looks very watery in the distance because heat is a thing.
Griffin gotten 11.
Okay. What did
In
you...
keeping with her general condition, 4.
Oh. Oh.
The hood fell down over her eyes or something.
Oh. What did did you say what Trill got?
Yeah, also 11.
Okay. And Mildew?
Mildew has the emo hairs that's down so 6.
Okay. So as you're packing stuff up, Trill and Griffin, you both notice. Griffin, I think you notice it first because you recognize this sight. You can kind of see it's wavery and distant, but you see something brightly colored on the horizon, and you know that is probably the caravan that you remember meeting. You could probably.
I think it's the caravan.
You could probably
Everyone,
get there
we're almost
in
there.
time. So you could probably get there before the end of the day if you head in that direction.
Yeah. This way, everyone. Come on.
Are you sure? I mean, it
Yeah.
looks... Okay.
Yeah. Trust me.
Looks pretty far. You might have to hurry. Hey, come on, Rue. Jump on up.
Are you sure?
Of course. Come on.
All right. I'm gonna climb on Trail's back. And as we walk, I'm gonna turn to Griffin and be like, "So, Griff, this caravan, are they nice people?"
Yeah, totally.
What are they like?
You know, pretty fun, welcoming. They were kind of intimidating at first, but you know, different Griff. But, you know, lots of different people. It's gonna be interesting.
So,
You sound fun.
Yeah.
as you head onward, and by, the caravan does get closer, and that colorful blob in the distance becomes more visibly an object that you can see. And you see, as you come upon it, a dozen colorful wagons that form a circle around one another, resembling a mini patterned caterpillar coiling on the hot, dry earth. Sails of sheer silken colors fly in the dusty wind, shading the center of the caravan from the unforgiving heat of the sun's rays. You see some pack animals with tawny hair and long, graceful necks grazing at whatever sparse, brittle grasses spring up nearby. They occasionally raise their heads, and as you approach, they sort of look at you with vague interest. The people within the circle move carefully from the shaded space to shaded space, but for a pack of less brightly colored guards, whose eyes peer into the wastes from under their pale hoods, bows and blades barely a grasp away. One of these guards, who appears to be a bipedal hawk by his general appearance, spots all of you and hand goes to his sword. Who goes there?
Just travelers heading through here. Glad we came upon you. My name is Griffin Lionheart. I've been with you before.
He sort of looks you all over, and you can see it in his eyes. He's like, "This is just a bunch of kids." Is the thought that is clearly passing through, and he goes from suspicion to concern fairly rapidly. You're out here all by yourselves?
No,
We're on an important quest.
Yeah, do you all have water?
Right.
We could really use some more of that.
Oh, they have shade. Sweet heavens.
And as he's sort of conferring with the other guards, not yet admitting you to the circle, you hear another voice that is much more familiar.
Yeah? I know those travelers!
And from amidst the screens of tents and wagon coverings and things, you see a little calico cat in a little leather-stitched dress trotting out onto the sand.
Hello! It's so nice to see you again, yeah?
It's a pleasure to see you as well.
You're the lady who sold me all this rock.
Calico! Have you been traveling the desert all by yourselves, yeah?
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
anyone to go with.
Is there any other way to travel the desert?
Honestly, you
Nope.
really should have waited for the caravan, yeah. They were headed back after a few weeks.
And she looks up to the hawk and gives him a hearty pat on the arm as he's sort of... He looks mildly annoyed by her general presence, but is trying to keep stoic.
These are my friends. They can come, yeah.
All right, if you say so. They're on your dime. And he lets go of the sword and just kind of jerks a thumb back to the opening between the wagons. Go on in. You can talk to the Wayfinder. She'll set you up with supplies if you need it.
Thank you, mister.
Thank you so
Joria.
much.
Thanks a bunch.
Sure. Just shakes his head. Kids. Who let them out anyway? Jeez. Kaneko wanders in with you and points out where she's got her stall apparently opened up off to one side.
The Wayfinder is over there if you wanted to talk to her, meow. And then my wares are here. Are you interested in purchasing anything, meow?
We could use some better heat stuff, you know?
Yeah,
Well, you're in
they're
luck.
really hitting it.
I just so happen to have a fresh stock of items for desert travel, meow.
Oh, lucky.
And for
I
the
think
audience,
we could use some of that.
for the benefit of our viewers at home, Kaneko marks up her prices considerably, but it's fine.
This is like kind of the only person we know at
Yeah.
the moment who regularly has
Yeah.
milk for sale.
Yeah.
This is what we get for not doing shopping episode, so, you know.
Mhm. So, she, do you follow her to her stall to take a look
Yeah.
at her wares? All right. She does in fact have a cute sun cape, a sturdy sun hat, a couple of those, and then some of her other things. She's also got a repair kit. In which you see Trill, for instance, you see like a toolbox you recognize. You've probably got tons of these at home.
Yeah, I think as part of the artisan class, I actually just can repair stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that requires a kit that I don't have, though.
I don't know. In any case, that's some of the new stuff she has. The rest she's got, she has boxes of rations for sale, and she has a very nice looking compass, which you remember from last time. However, it's decidedly expensive. And some bottles used for storing herbs, as well as bundles of herbs that you assume must be local.
Well, do you see anything that strikes your fancy, meow?
Mildew will longingly look at the compass and then go, do you have an umbrella?
No. But they have a textile merchant here you could talk to. You could probably make one.
Yeah, I will probably do that then. Thank you. I think that's all.
All right.
I suppose we could check with Wayfinder first, see what help they can give us.
And we should maybe say hello to them first.
Yeah, why don't we stock up when we're about to leave? It sounds like
Yeah.
we're probably gonna be okay while we're here.
Well, you should go ahead and just let the caravan take you to the edge of the desert if that's where you're headed. Are you headed to Sidolia too? Meow?
That's right. Right?
That's the only reason anyone crosses the desert from that direction,
Yeah.
meow.
Yeah. I'm just bad with names.
Do we need to give you a chart of stickies?
Yes.
Okay. So
A tag on Griffin's back that says, if lost, return to.
Yup.
He can find his way. Doesn't lose his way, but he doesn't know the names of things.
Yeah, as you pass through the caravan, there are a lot of folks, just of a wide variety. You can tell some of them are probably actually part of the caravan, and then others are much like you or Kaneko, where they are traveling with them because it's safer and easier to travel as a larger group like that. anything in particular you're headed to do? Are you going to go talk to the Wayfinder, or are you going to just kind of roam around or rest?
I mean, Griffin's kind of looking around see if he recognizes anyone.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check again, if you would. Dex int.
Don't mind. Okay. 7.
Okay. So you're walking around looking, you recognize a few faces, and as you are walking, you get attacked from behind and are pounced by a very small creature. And you feel arms come around your shoulders from behind. Brother Griffin! And you recognize the voice.
To see if he can see who it is. So he's just spinning with a small creature on him.
Yes. So what the rest of you see is a boy, probably about Rue's same size, dressed in a giant splash of brilliant colors. And he has sandy hair, fox ears, and a long, bushy fox tail. And fits very neatly on Griffin's back. Griffin, you remember this as the Wayfinder's grandson, Kian. Who was much younger when you passed through, and very little, and pretty much instantly adopted you as his big brother.
Kian, is that
It's
you?
been so long! Where have you been?
Yeah, traveling. Can you let go of my back so I can see you properly?
Huh? Oh, sorry.
He drops down.
Are these your friends?
Yeah. That's Rue, that's Mildew, that's Trill. Everyone?
Hi.
This is Kian.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Kian.
Where are you guys
got him
headed?
tall.
Has he?
Well, I was taller than when he came through, but he was also really small when he came through.
Hey, we're not talking about that time.
We were like the same size?
It's fine, they all know what size I was back then.
Whoa,
But,
these
yeah.
are your friends from home.
Yeah. The ones I told you about.
Oh. You don't look like you've been in the desert very much. You guys look kind of tired. Do you want some water?
Yes, please.
What do you mean we don't look like we've been in the desert? You say covered in sun.
Rue is leaning on her staff.
Hair is just dripping.
Trill has goggle
Yeah,
line.
she has like
Oh,
the
no.
goggle tan.
Oh no!
Most of her
been
face
in-
is covered with dust except
Yeah.
for the eyes.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
been in the
like,
desert
the rest
for
of
a
the scene
whole.
is like a full shade darker now than around her eyes where the goggles were.
God. You see him kind of trot off quickly and jump over one of the lower gates to the wagons, and he comes back with a barrel slung over one shoulder and like a bag full of cups.
Here you go.
And he starts
Thanks.
pouring it out.
Oh, thank you.
Did you not bring enough water? That's kind of dangerous, you know.
We were delayed somewhat.
And we have some water. It's just we're kind of bad of knowing when to drink it.
You should be drinking it basically all the time.
Oh yeah,
That's why we're fucked up.
Well, sit down and rest a little bit. I'll get Grandma when she's not
Yeah.
busy.
How is she?
She's the same.
And you distinctly remember this tough as nails old wayfinder that runs this caravan. She was stern and a bit rough on you, but it was good in the long run.
Does kind of get a kind of a Vietnam flashback look in his eye for a moment. It's like, well, it wouldn't be becoming of a wayfinder to change much, would you? Would he?
I guess not.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
So, you all have some time to just rest amongst yourselves. Do we want to go ahead and we can count this as a camping check, I think, while you relax?
Sure.
See how you do as you manage your own supplies.
And it's been 2 or 3 weeks, and we all rolled a camping check, right?
One person does for the group. Whoever is good at Dex Int should probably be the one to do that.
I'm pretty good at that.
I'm a 6 and an 8.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think we have the same.
Yeah, that sounds
Just
right.
reversed. So
One that doesn't use cursed dice.
I mean, it seems. I switched out those dice. I'm not using these anymore. But it seems appropriate to be Griffin in this instance.
yeah, I was gonna say. Here we go. No, 10.
Okay, you're good. So those of you that are at half, go ahead and double your current HP.
I think Griffin is like, yeah. Oh, yeah. This wagon here, it's got a good shade. There's no one sitting here.
I think Trill just falls to the ground and passes the fuck out.
It's just like
a brief cat nap.
Trill.
Trill absolutely snores.
I think while Trill is while Trill is napping and has her snot bubble going, she's gonna wake up probably with her goggles missing.
Into the shade.
Yep. She's gonna probably wake up with her goggles missing, and she might find Kian wearing them. It's just like,
Wow, this is so cool.
Yeah, this is Rue definitely finds a small box or something to just sort of flop down on and just drink water a lot in the shade. Pushes her hood down, and I've drawn this way once, just for magical bullshit, because her horns stick out through her.
oh yes.
And she pulls it off, and they definitely bend and then go boing.
Oh, sweet girl.
But nobody's looking, so they're like, boing.
Somewhere in the caravan, there's a very small child, a toddler, who sees it and just goes.
Oh, and here, friends, we'll put this behind everything, but you get to see the kiddo.
Yeah. The boy.
The boy. Here's the child.
There he is. What a sweetie.
So, welcome your new son.
Where did you post it?
It's on the overlay for the audience.
And good news, he comes pre-adopted.
He comes pre-adopted.
Adoption is included.
He adopted Griffin years ago, so.
Yeah.
Who is the son, truly?
So yeah, you all, as you all are resting, I think that's a good spot for us to take a little break. And then we will come back and see what you do while you traverse with the caravan. So we will be back in a little bit, friends. We're back! Hello, friends! We have rested, recharged, and our kids are resting and recharging when we last left them off. So let's get back into it, shall we? So, Griffin, you have re-encountered your adopted baby brother, apparently. At least that's the way he looks at it. And Trill is taking a nap in the shade. What are Mildew and Rue up to right now? Yeah, Oh, there we go.
Huh?
Sorry. We're back.
Oh.
Hi.
Yeah.
can
That
you
was
hear me
my
now?
fault. I still had everybody muted.
Meh.
So Rue is resting in the shade drinking water, and the water is wonderful. It's nice and cool. Probably cooler than the water you all brought with you, because they seem to maybe be better at storing it and keeping it cool. They're practiced at this crossing the desert thing.
Yeah. So
But
she's
you-
just sort of sipping slowly and smiling and waving at strangers because that's how she do.
Amongst those strangers, you do notice a woman dressed in beautiful blue silks. She looks like she might be a dancer or a minstrel or something. And she notices you and kind of gives a playful wink back as she goes back to tuning her instrument. I love it when my players have fourth wall knowledge. How much do you hate me, Em?
Fine.
Careful. Careful, Rue, or she'll take you for a dance.
She's really pretty. Do you know her name?
Do I know her?
You do not know her. She appears to be someone who's traveling with the caravan this time. You don't remember her from before.
She must be new. Really pretty.
Right. Yeah, she is, isn't she?
Kian, who is lounging nearby, and his tail is occasionally swatting at you, brushing against you, and it's very soft and fluffy. Oh, that's Blue Rose.
Blue Rose.
Yeah, she's a minstrel, I guess. She's gonna go perform in Sidolia for the king.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
She's a
She
really
must be really
good
good.
dancer.
Yeah.
Does she dance while she plays?
Sometimes she plays, sometimes she dances, and someone else will play. It just depends. She usually does the performance after dinner. It's really great.
Ooh,
Oh, nice.
looking forward to that. Griffin's gonna shove his thermal pillow under Trill's head. Just kind of lift her head and put his thermal pillow.
Okay, ew.
She's really tired.
So what have you been up to, Kian? Just-
Well, trying to prove to Grandma that I could do the wayfinding thing too. I've been finding some really cool ruins out in the desert sometimes.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff buried out here.
I guess last time I was more focused on just getting through. I didn't really think there would be anything out here. I mean, who'd build something out here?
I don't know. Somebody used to live out here. That stuff's really old. But don't tell Grandma that I've been checking them out. We're not
Okay.
really supposed to go in.
Lips are sealed. Kind of ruffles his head.
Ah, hey! And his ears kind of go
What,
down
did
for
you
a
just
moment.
comb it? Did you just comb it?
I mean, no, but the ears kind of spring back up. He's still got Trill's goggles, and he's like flopped them down over his face.
What does she use these for, anyway?
It's unclear.
I think they're for tinkering with things.
Oh.
Trill is really good at tinkering.
What does it make everything look like, Trill?
I think they're. So I think it's one of those ones where they technically have like settings, like different kind of lenses on the inside that she can flip down. If it's just the glass, it like prevents glare. But I do think it is really, really easy if he jostled them wrong to put them one of the ones that makes it like super magnified.
Okay. So as he's like fiddling them and adjusting them, you suddenly hear him just cry out and tumble backwards over the little perch that he's on.
Whoa! Oh my gosh! Everything's so close!
Oh yeah, that's what they're for.
And he's like sort of messing with them. I think potentially, Trill, that was loud enough to wake you up.
These are weird!
Where's the fire?
Huh? Oh, you're awake!
Are you okay, Trill?
Trill wakes up, sees the goggles, takes her a second, then starts like patting her head and just goes, "Ah! My goggles!"
Oh! Well, you were asleep, so I didn't think you needed them. Here.
Those are like really like delicate and stuff, and also, what? Oh, wait a second. And I think when he knocked them a little bit, I think he actually like
Found a new magnification setting.
Yeah, exactly. I think he actually created like a new magnification setting. Like maybe he like jostled it like two of the settings at once. Oh, hang on. Okay, stand right there.
Okay.
Don't move. She kind of like she snaps the goggles on and like gets this really serious expression on her face. And gets in real close. And like grabs like maybe there's like a little. I think there's. So okay, in these like ruins he was in. If there's some sort of like really valuable object he might have found that she could find like a little shard of, like.
Yeah, there's probably some crystals and things similar to the symphonic crystals. These ones are orange, however, so normally they'd be almost invisible on his outfit, but I think with your magnification being what it is, you can actually see these shards.
Okay, then yeah, she plucks out one of those. Oh. Huh. What's this?
Oh, there were some power crystals inside one of the ruins on a statue. It was broken, but I grabbed a couple things anyway.
Statue?
Ruins?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. He practicing to become a wayfinder.
What's a wayfinder?
That's what
it's in the name.
That's what my grandma does. She's the one who keeps us on track through the desert. She finds the safest routes and makes sure we stay where we need to be. We don't always just go back and forth along the same path. It's not always safe.
I guess that makes sense. And you need these power crystals for that?
No, that I just sort of tripped over in the desert. But we sell them sometimes to the university. And Sidolia uses them for things too, I think. I don't know. Sometimes orders come in from the capital.
That's really interesting. Like, they look a lot like those things we found in that mine with the rats.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that Cyrus fellow.
Mine?
The singing
rocks.
Oh yeah,
rocks.
we thought there was this guy who he was really upset about something and he made giant rats in his cave.
When you get really upset about something.
Yeah, that's what you do. You make giant rats. And he sent them to eat this town that's made of vegetables. So...
Wait, a town made of vegetables?
Oh wow, we have a lot to fill you in about.
Where have you been going, Griffin?
All over.
That's awesome! Well, you're
Yeah,
staying and we have so many days to travel, so you can tell me all about it at dinner, okay?
Yeah, I will. At some point, Griffiths definitely. You want to check out my spear?
He definitely wants to check out the spear.
He's like, whoa!
He's like, oh, that's so cool! Hey, look! I got these knives for my birthday last year!
Ah, sweet knives.
And they are definitely just talking boy stuff, apparently.
How old is this child?
He's 14.
Okay.
Perfect stabbing age.
Happy birthday, here's a knife.
Listen, it's rough in the desert, alright? What's
They're
Mil-
exclusively for climbing
yeah,
knives.
Yeah. What's
In the desert.
Well, there are ruins. Maybe there's climbing involved there, but he's not supposed to go there at this age. But it's fine. What's Mildew up to?
Mildew is sitting and probably having a sort of a towel to try to drown, make sure his head is dry enough, and then when it starts to build up the snow again, he goes,
Feels back to normal.
yeah. And then when the boys start to talk about weapons, he will roll his eyes a little bit and go away.
He's like, yeah, this is boring.
Trill?
Huh?
When we
off to the side playing with your goggles.
yeah, when we were out walking, it was unbearably hot.
Yes, it's pretty hot out here being all desert and all.
Yeah, I was thinking if we get some sort of a walking umbrella, that could make it a little bit easier in the shade.
Walking umbrella. I mean, I guess. We probably want something we don't have to carry, though, is the thing.
Yeah. I need to carry it. Yeah, I know. I didn't.
Oh, no. Well, I don't necessarily have to carry it. You just need the shady part, right?
Yeah.
Kind of backpack.
Yeah.
We've got rope.
Yeah. Yes, and there's a textile merchant.
That sounds like 3 things we can put together to make a thing that might help.
Yeah. That's why I needed your help, because I have tried build things before.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Let's go find that merchant.
Yeah. You would have laughed so hard when you saw my first bookshelf.
Well,
For Pilcrow. No, not Pilcrow, for Pighead.
oh, that was a bookshelf.
Yeah, no, not that one. Yeah, no, when I got Pighead, I tried to build the bookcases that he carries, and I think it lasted 2 steps.
Well,
And then he ate half of it.
well, everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah, I
And-
stopped there.
Well, you can start again with umbrellas, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's go
Yeah,
find that
let's-
merchant.
Yes.
So, it doesn't take you long. You find the textile stall. You're not sure if the merchant is there. You see folded cloth out of various patterns and things, and it appears to be abandoned, other than there's this like pile of this randomly assorted pile of scarves that's nearby that seems unattended, and there's no price tag near any of them or anything that you can see to indicate they're for sale. But there's also several folded bolts of cloth out on a rug in front of this shaded stall.
Oh, well, that's convenient. I guess they have a discard pile or something.
Yeah, that those must be a bit cheaper. So yeah, let's take some of those.
They don't look like they're for sale. Well,
Yes.
I don't see anyone here.
Yeah,
I don't see a price tag, and they look kind of gnarly.
yeah.
But
We can leave a note So let's take some of them, and I will bend down.
As you go to pull them, the entire pile of scarves jostle suddenly. Excuse you.
It's alive! It's alive!
Ah!
Do you just come up and touch people like that all the time?
Well, no. I'm a big believer in consent, so no.
Good. Were you looking for cloth? Because what's right there is for sale. And one of the, a drapery of cloth sort of extends from this pile of scarves and points, or at least you think it's pointing at the bolts that are folded on the rug in front.
Okay, yeah, we were just a little bit confused. We might have mistaken you for a discount pile.
A discount pile. My name is Madras. I'm the merchant of the textiles on this caravan. What do you want? Cloth, I assume?
Yes, we need some cloth, and about how big do we need it? Like this? Or should we go a little bit more?
If I were to make an umbrella in the desert, is that something that gets made often around here? You have like a standard...
An umbrella for crossing the desert? For how many people?
4, I think. 4. Pighead, does Pighead need one?
I think if we're gonna make a big one, or should we make smaller ones?
Better question. Is Mildew gonna get mad if we don't make him one?
Mildew is here, so yeah, I will get really mad.
So many names today.
Pighead will be mad no matter what we do, so...
It's the heat. It's
yeah,
hard to keep track.
I think he's been a little bit more happy since we've been unhappy, so...
Okay, okay. We'll get Pighead one too. So 5, please. Just enough of...
5. All right. And they kind of gesture, and one of the stretches of cloth just sort of rises to life on its own and unfurls itself to a size that looks approximately like what you might need. That should do the trick.
What kind of patterns do we want?
Patterns?
Yeah, for the cloths. I mean, are they just one colored?
There are various patterns. So choose. What are you looking for?
I want the blue one, and I think Griffin wants.
By image color, I think is
Okay.
probably.
Yeah. So you get different colored cloths, and they from somewhere within this pile of scarves, they produce an abacus and start calculating.
Do they just kind of hang out with that? Huh.
You're a merchant.
Yeah.
That will be 250 gold for the entire stretch.
Oh no. I have 200.
Brew has 200 as well if you need. Since you're making this for all of us, it feels fair to.
Yeah, we can split it up. Griffin has 330.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you've got the money collectively as a party, you can split the bill later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the Ryuutama equivalent of the split eyes app that we
Yeah,
will.
exactly. That sounds like a great Ryuutama spell. So yeah, you exchange and you get the cloth to work on. And I think in interest of time, we'll assume when you camp later tonight with the whole caravan and do dinner, you can... Trill is probably going to be working on making those, I assume, with Mildew.
Yeah, I mean, if we... if Mildew wanted to help,
Yes.
that could be a thing.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm good with just saying that
Okay.
we make weird, quirky backpack umbrellas that people don't have to hold. They're just kind of like...
All right.
Attachable umbrellas or
I'm
parasols.
the equivalent of those like. Okay, I'm not making us umbrella hats, but that would be really funny.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, but it's basically like
Another time.
a stick that's stuck into our backpacks
Exactly.
and a parasol.
Yeah, and they're probably retractable and easily storable, so that
Okay.
it's not actually an issue in terms of
Yeah.
going forward.
So, I think you carry out your day, the remainder of the day with the caravan, and you have purchased things, you have met people, or seen people who winked at you, that sort of thing.
I think constantly in the background we've seen Griffin do kind of something ridiculous with Kian as they like hang out, like he's like spinning on his arm or something. Like
They're definitely doing dumb boy horsing around things. Probably. And as you settle in for the evening, there is a very nice spread of delicious food that the caravan has produced for all present, and everybody kind of gathers around the fires. And you can, for intents and purposes, we'll assume these are delicious rations, and you will have a +1 bonus to your condition checks tomorrow.
Nice.
And Trill and Mildew, did you want to work on those umbrellas? It sounded like you wanted a short scene for that.
It depends if we have time for it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a little bit of time.
Okay.
Quickly.
Yeah, so so you tell me, Nicholas, how does Mildew fuck this up?
Yeah.
I think we've reached the stage where like we've cut all the cloth and we're working on I think we're probably let's say we're working on maybe pig heads actually.
Yeah,
So,
it's probably the sticks that you allow Mildew to help with because the cloth costs.
I will also say, while you're doing this, there is a roll for this kind of thing that requires you to roll Dex and Spirit. It's delicate work. So this is for making intricate items.
Yeah.
You're really good at spirit though, so
Yeah. Oh no. That's a strong 4.
Oh,
Powerful
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
sorry, pighead.
Yes. So Mildew starts to make the retractable stick, and then it starts to get stuck. And instead of trying to do it properly, he just I can fix it, and then tries to poke it down in the ground and lean on it, and then you hear
Hang on.
something go snap, and then he just falls to the ground. And it's a mixture of sand and snow that just goes. Okay.
Well, you got partway there. Come on, get up.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
I think Pighead will like the shorter version, and the whole supper is snapped in half.
Oh no.
Well, don't make that face. It takes some work, okay?
Yeah.
But we learned one way how not to make one.
Yeah, and it's getting better. I can probably make things in a few years, properly.
Someone here. Have a little more faith than that. Here, try mine.
Okay. And I will.
Yeah, and she passes the one for her umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
I know you can do this.
Okay, so I should roll again.
Go for it.
Can we say that I'm helping him?
Yes, go ahead and do your roll, and if you succeed, which I think you will. And I'm gonna say just you get you get something as an artisan for this, I would hope.
As an artisan, I can just do it if
Okay.
I have
Oh,
materials for it.
Yeah,
so
roll to help though, because
Yeah.
So Dex and Spirit.
Mm-hmm. Dex and Spirit is a 9.
All right. I'm gonna give you a +1 on that and make it a 10 because you know what you're doing.
Okay.
So you definitely succeed. So Mildew, you get a +1 on your delicate work roll for this round.
Then I rolled a 9.
Much improved. What does this look like?
I think it looks pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect, or it's not even. It takes a little while, so I mean.
What if it like it's like this, like Mildew almost made the same mistake, but instead at that moment where he paused and was like, "Wait a second,
Yeah.
I know this."
yeah, and then makes it go out easy, and then it goes click, and then okay, and then it still doesn't work quite as well as they should, but that is probably something that Trill can just fix by just looking at it.
Yeah. I think like Trill takes it, goes, "Oh, there you go," and then just kind of like briefly, subtly like taps it to fix it. It was actually perfect.
And then everyone else can hear through the camp, "I made something work."
So triumphant.
Everyone looks up from whatever eyes she's making at the cute dancer to go, "Well done, Mildew! Whatever you made."
Yeah.
I think we can kind of fade on Mildew's triumphant shout.
Yes. While that's going on, all eyes sort of turn to the both of you for a moment. And then there's like one person who starts clapping and the rest kind of do as well.
Jill is also clapping, probably the loudest out of all of them.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
No, but it sounds like it's going really well.
Yeah, there's a lot of that happening in the background. And after everybody has had dinner, I think Griffin, you and Kian probably had a food fight for about 0.5 seconds before his grandmother, Elif, came over and sort of grabbed the stuff right out of his hand and put it in his mouth. That's enough of that, you silly boy. And she's got like a stick of cinnamon just kind of hanging out of her mouth and she's chewing on it. And you remember this very leathery looking old lady. She does not have the fox features that he does. You found out at some point that he's adopted essentially, but the whole caravan is ultimately family, however that came to happen. Oh, Griffin, you've grown.
Yeah, thanks, ma'am.
Didn't think you'd be coming back.
We have some business in Sidolia.
Really?
Yeah, very important stuff.
She just looks at you like real skeptic about this important stuff. Of course. Well, as always, you're welcome to travel along with us. Part of the family and such. Just don't get into too much trouble. And same for your friends.
We'll try.
Meanwhile, in the background is the echoes of "I've made something." I think that's the one with
And she kind of glances back. Right.
They're fine. It's fine.
Yeah, and she's as she talks, she's sort of fiddling a bit with. There's a crystal that hangs from a leather cord about her neck. It's kind of a bright orange yellow color, much like the little shards that Kian had on himself. You have seen her before use this thing to do some sort of magic that helps guide them through the desert. So you know it's a very important treasure to the caravan, and specifically something Kian will eventually inherit when he's grown up enough to do the job. She kind of starts to wander off after giving you a slap on the back that is surprisingly strong for such a small old lady.
Makes me think of Mom and Dad.
Go get yourself something more to eat. You're still too skinny.
There it is again. Not skinny. I'm lean. I'm very athletic.
If you say so. And she goes and settles down on the rug as music begins to start.
Before that, I think Griffin just kind of looks to Rue for confirmation, but she's distracted by something else probably. It's like, I'm not scared. Okay.
I'm sorry, were you saying something?
It's nothing.
Poor Griffin. By this point, the sun has quite set, and it has gotten quite a bit cooler, which is sort of nice for you guys. Yeah. It's much closer to weather you're used to and dressed for. And there's a big fire that has been made in the center of the wagons. And the woman that you found named Blue Rose stands up after passing off her it's kind of like a zither-like instrument over to one of the other caravan goers. And Kian kind of nudges those of you nearby him and is like,
"She's gonna do her dance. It's great. You should watch."
Trill, Meldew, come on.
Okay.
And I grab the umbrellas and I bundle them with my arms and I run over holding a bunch of umbrellas.
Yeah. People have cleared space, a pretty sizable ring around the fire, and she steps into the middle of it. The effect is quite magical, the way the sheer silks and different layers of her skirt that's very like petals kind of get touched by the firelight. And as the music begins, she starts dancing. And it is quite lovely. Is Rue gonna survive?
She might be very quietly making heart eyes.
Yeah, she's very, very graceful, even though she's moving with considerable speed and spinning, and when she twirls, the petals of her skirt sort of rise up and flow like water around her, twinkling in the light, and it's quite lovely. And it's nice for a little while to just sit and enjoy a show. You haven't really had time to settle and relax. And you're all just kind of there together watching.
This is really nice.
Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah.
I wish we could do this more often.
What?
Griffin says, soundly distracted by the beautiful dancer. As she comes close into his space and kind of does a little bow and winks before spinning off to another member of the crowd.
He's visibly blushing at this point.
And as it ends, she sort of comes to a graceful stop and sweeps a bow. Thank you. Thank you. And there's a round of clapping around. And she sort of wipes the sweat from her brow because dancing is tough work. And she takes up her instrument back and kind of settles down not too far from all of you. And notices you again, Rue, and just sort of waves.
Rue absolutely blushes and ducks behind whoever is sitting between them. And just goes, "She's so pretty. I've never seen anybody that pretty."
Duck behind. Was it Griffin?
I don't know. Literally everybody here is bigger than Rue. So It might just be leaning back so that she's out of view from.
Pull down the hood.
A hedge
Possibly.
mysteriously appears behind her.
Yeah, she's really intense. It's gonna kind of do one of those. I don't want to look like I'm like I'm staring, but I want to just take a look.
Trying to be casual as you definitely take a look.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you guys want to talk to her, I can just call her over here. Why don't we just call her over here?
I mean,
Miss Rose lady.
we don't want to. Okay.
She sort of looks up from where she's plucking at the instrument. Oh, and she trots over.
Griffin
I don't think we've met
tries
formally.
to, like.
Try to look as cool as possible.
She arrives and we're just in a tableau.
try to lean
Act
on
casual.
Oh no.
Rue is not attempting to look cool. She just waves with both hands and is like, "You were so good at dancing."
Thank you. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Rue.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Rue. You can call me Rose. And, I don't think I've met any of you. I've seen you around the camp all day. You headed to Sidolia as well?
I mean, yeah, we have some we have some very important business to take care of.
Griffin may actually kill me. You see some sparkles come off his hair as he flips it.
You know, hero stuff.
Hero stuff. No, he wouldn't call it hero stuff because heroes don't call themselves heroes.
Yeah.
But it could be a matter of life and death for the whole.
Oh my, that's impressive.
You know, we do what we can to help out.
Of course. Well, you look like the heroic type anyway.
It's like the inside Griffin kind of appears behind him and is like, yes.
She's like, success. And she's kind of reclined languidly and has apparently decided that, yeah, she's definitely gonna just hang out with all of you folks for tonight.
Yeah. And Griffin definitely does offer his hand and it's like, my name is Griffin Lionheart.
Nice to meet you, Griffin. You can call me Rose. And she kind of gestures to you, Trill. Have you got a name?
Oh, hi. Yeah, my name's Trill. I'm for the ride.
Oh, well, you look like a capable girl.
Thanks.
And, oh my, is that snow on your hair? That's interesting.
Yes. During all this, Mildew has taken the time to go and get more food. So he has a bowl. So
He's got like the buffet plate stacked.
Yeah, and so when Rue and the Griffin were all swooning left and right, Mildew was just standing there, being just watching and being very, very super casual about it and just eating. And so now he's taken up and then just go a small salute with this readable fork.
Yeah, I think we have the two swooning in front, and then in the back, Trill is just still like working on stuff, and then Mildew's just.
Yep.
Yeah, and I probably also, when Griffin did that with the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mildew was just to avoid that.
Just moved his food to avoid the sparkle onslaught.
The sparkle onslaught.
That's our new band name.
That's a new spell. We just created a new spell.
Sparkle onslaught. I am here for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's snow.
Oh,
It's all natural.
that's interesting. I take it you're a magician then.
I dabble.
Oh,
I am more of what we could call a librarian.
oh,
I
that's
have
cute.
books.
Well, as you can see, I'm a minstrel. And, you know,
Oh
a
yeah,
few other things. Traveler.
non-codified stories. I've heard about those.
Right. Oh, they love each other
yes.
already, don't they? And the evening carries on as you chat, and over parts of the conversation, you do gather that Kian's story about her was correct. She's been called before the king of Sidolia to perform for his court, and she seems pretty excited about that, really. And then the night eventually wears on, and there's time for you all to go to bed unless there were any other things you wanted to do.
Nope. I think I'm good to.
Yeah, we should be
Wrap it
fine.
So you've all been through the efforts of Kian and then his grandmother. You have a space within the caravan that you're able to share, part of the area where Kaneko is, and you sleep comfortably after a long, rough day in the desert. It's very nice to have a place that isn't your campsite. There's actually cloth under you, and you have enough water, and it's been cool, and you got to witness a lovely dance. It was a nice change after a rough couple of days. And you all drift off to sleep. And in the morning, let's go ahead and roll condition checks.
Where's my D8? There.
Ooh.
Remember the +1.
Oh yeah. Griffin got a 5.
Trill got
Fantastic.
10?
Ooh.
Did you say, Trill? Okay.
Oh.
You can boost one of your stats for the day.
Rue got a 13.
Whoa.
I rolled double 6s +1.
You can also boost a stat.
Yeah. Mildew got 11.
It turns out watching pretty girls dance is inspirational.
Rejuvenating? Okay. And what did
What
Nick
is
get?
Griffin just like lying in, having a hard time sleeping, or what? Compared to everyone else.
All right. Well. So.
At least it was just 5. It's not a fumble.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you wake in the morning to quite a bit of commotion. And the camp is getting overturned by the caravan pretty rapidly, and eventually the wagon that you all were given to sleep in, the curtain doors are pulled open.
Ah!
And one of the guards, you don't recognize this one, that pokes his head in and is pointing his bow at all of you. Up! Out! Now!
Huh?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Everything is cool.
Good morning.
Let us just be able to put faith on.
And as you head out, uh-oh, has the plot arrived? Yes, it has.
Everybody, wake up! It's the plot.
The guard's name is Plot. He urges all of you out, and then several other guards are kind of surrounding you, and then a few start to search you.
Griffey, what's going on?
I am not sure, but clearly we're suspected.
And then there's
Are
a few
we getting haste?
there's a few that go into the wagon where you were all kept in there, sort of overturning that area as well.
Y'all, what's happening? Why are you searching us?
The Wayfinder Stone has been missing. Someone took it. It disappeared this morning.
Well, we were sleeping, so it wasn't us.
We have no
That's pretty
guarantee of that
important.
until we search you.
Okay,
Nobody else
fine.
has found it. And as you see Kian and his grandmother arguing off in the distance, and then Kian kind of breaks away from her and runs over to where you are.
Griffin, everybody, they
What's
didn't
happening?
steal it. It's okay.
And he sort of shoves off a few of the guards.
I'm telling you, I saw Rose disappear this morning. She ran off into the desert.
Rose?
Why would she run off?
Probably because she took the stone.
Why would she take the stone?
I don't know. We have to go after her and get it back, though.
I mean, yeah, obviously, but... Okay, do you know what direction?
I think so. And as he starts to talk, Elif comes up and disperses the guards. It's all right. Griffin wouldn't do such a thing, and I don't imagine his friends would either. Just go search the rest of the camp.
We're very trustworthy.
You're not helping your case, boy.
Sorry, it's early.
Listen, Kian, you can't go off into the desert. Not without a stone to help you guide the way. I'm not going to lose you out there. And he sort of, his tail is lashing in upset.
We don't have to go alone. Someone's got to chase her. I swear I saw her.
And she just sort of shakes her head and gives you kind of a look, Griffin, like, don't do anything foolish.
That's kind of our thing, though.
Some danger plays briefly in
Yes.
the background.
Flashback.
A slow, more melancholic version of What's Up, Danger.
The remix. The reprise.
Yeah.
And after a bit of time, she gets called off by some of the other guards as they're trying to continue the search. And Kian is left with you over breakfast as you're all sort of eating and dealing with it for the day.
We're not going to be able to keep moving without that stone. We've got to get it back.
Can you lead us where she went?
I think so. I saw which direction she left. I tailed her a little ways, but then I had to turn back. But I bet I know where she's going. Those ruins.
Was she
I
heading
found-
to, like, a ruin?
Yeah, the ones I found earlier were in that direction.
That's weird. Even if she didn't steal it, why would she head over there? It's all strange.
I don't know. She seemed really nice.
Yeah.
Well, if we find her, we can always just ask her.
Yeah.
I guess.
If she's out there without a waystone, we should find her anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Getting lost here seems like a really bad thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe she didn't take it. Maybe she just wandered off and got lost.
Maybe
Either
she's chasing after whoever did take it.
maybe.
That's
Well, if
not-
that's the
Only
case,
way
she
to
might be in
sure
trouble.
is to find her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks around. The camp is still quite busy. Everybody is trying to desperately in search of this stone. And you can hear Kaneko yowling in protest as they start digging into her wares, but she seems to have it handled. And is giving the guards a mighty earful, even though she's about a third their size.
I imagine it's like words, but intercut with that noise cats do when they're fighting.
Pretty much. Well, come on. We should get some stuff and pack up and go.
Yeah, stay low. Let's not get your granny on our tail.
It'll be fine. If we get this back, I can prove to her that I'm ready to take it on.
Yeah, just be ready to be severely punished. But you're doing the right thing.
It'll be fine. Come on.
Yeah.
So you gather your stuff, and sneak away from the camp while they are all heartily busy. And out into the desert. So let's start doing some travel checks again.
I want to cast a spell.
What would you like to cast?
Arrow Compass.
Okay.
Ooh.
Go for it.
And which one was the spell dice? It was spirit, right?
Int and spirit.
That makes it so I assume it's passed. So 9.
Oh, yeah, that definitely passes.
Yeah.
For the magic check.
Our umbrellas on the travel check.
Yeah, take a +1.
Cool.
Nice.
Then 11 for Trill.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I want to do my chant. I should do my chant probably. Because this is the spell. So, guide my head and guide my feet. Please make me avoid the sleet. Arrow Compass. It's sort of a whirling snowflakes that just forms an arrow in the right way. And then I will do my...
Mildew, I said we were supposed to be discreet.
It is. It melts.
That was really cool. Also, literally cool.
Oh yeah, wait.
Wait, did you...
You just licked the magic compass. It's fine.
Why though?
Why
Griffin
her
is
voice
actually
like
12.
Anyway, Rue rolled a 10 on that
Okay.
travel check.
Awesome, you're doing
Yeah.
better today.
Uh,
Still inspired, I guess.
Griffin got 15.
Okay.
8.
Okay. You don't quite pass. Have your HP, or was that the direction check?
No, it was the travel check.
Okay. Yeah, have your current HP. And then go ahead and do the direction check to tail.
Was that Nate
This
with the
person.
+1?
What's that?
Was that Nate with the +1?
With the +1 from...
Umbrellas.
Umbrellas.
No, that's a 9 then.
Okay, you're fine then.
Okay.
Good catch.
Too many pluses and minuses right now.
Oh, and I should be rolling for your son as well. Forgot about that. Protect your level 1 NPC, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
It's okay.
Oh good, an escort mission.
Yeah.
RPG player loves.
The direction check is a 15.
Okay. You are doing fine. You know your way.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let me find the checks. Dex and int. Oh, fortunately he's super good at those. But I'm rolling, so, you know.
Oh my god.
Well, anyway. So I'm just gonna have his HP, which is not much.
No, not the baby.
Oh great.
He's down to 4. It'll be fine.
Everybody, create a shield wall around him.
Like, hold your big sister Rue's hand now.
To his credit, he seems to be pushing on and not caring about the fact that it's pretty rough out. And you make your way on through the desert. Everybody did pretty well. So what does this look like as you're traversing? I think, and with the direction check, you definitely are seeing signs of Rose's passing. Which, between the combined efforts of you, Mildew, and Kian knowing what he's looking for out in the desert, you do pretty well together.
I think, yeah, we find easily traversable paths fairly easily. So, and there's a lot of rocks, so we can hop up and get a better view where to go and stuff.
Yeah, so we kind of see this montage of you all working together to traverse through the desert.
Yeah, with these ridiculous bright-colored umbrellas over everything.
With frills.
It's very silly.
Yeah. Kian doesn't have an umbrella, but his cloak with the many-colored hoods has a lightweight hood on it. He's dressed for the desert, so...
Unlike some, he's ready for it.
He lives here, so, you know.
He was the one who failed, though, so why is he not doing so hot?
I think he's pushing himself a little too far. He traverses out in the desert on his own a bit, but he, being as you all are actively pursuing someone, he's not resting and drinking water like he should. And occasionally looks a little bit like he sways here and there, but he kind of keeps going.
Okay there, kiddo?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why?
You remember to drink water?
Yeah. He
Drink
says
some
as he
water.
grabs some water and starts to drink it.
Like, for the first time in anyone's life, they see Griffin get, like, Big Brother eyes. Protective Big Brother eyes on this little thing.
Sorry. I know we're in a hurry.
It's one thing at a time. Just let's make sure we survive this desert first.
Right. Well, the ruins aren't far, I don't think, and it looks like that's definitely where she's headed.
Right. Lead on.
So, eventually the waviness of the distance, you do see structures that don't look like rocks start to peek up over the horizon, and you see some pillars that are half broken with age and time. And there's kind of like, it gets even flatter because there's like sanded stone that forms what might have once been a courtyard. And you have found your way to the ruins, which have definitely seen better days, but are quite interesting looking. Mildew, you're well read enough. You might know that these, if you are a history type, you might know that these have probably been around for a good 1,000 years. They're old.
Oh. You guys, they used to be sit here, I think.
Oh. Why would they be out here?
I don't think the desert were here by then. You know, nature changes.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But this is where we think she went in?
It might
Our
be.
compass thinks so. And a friend here.
And he's kind of perched up on one of the half-broken pillars that he's climbed up to. And he points off, and there's further down. It's a strangely flat sort of courtyard area, and there don't seem to be any buildings that have survived, but Kian eventually trots ahead and leads you to what looked like a fairly unremarkable fallen building, and there are stairs, a grand staircase leading down under the ground.
It's in here. Most of these ruins are down underneath the desert. I don't know if they built them that way or if it just, landed on top of it or something.
Yes.
Well,
Deserts. Sorry, you go.
It would get us out of the sun, I guess, which is a good thing.
Yeah, but be
Oh,
careful.
yeah.
It's kind of dangerous in there. There are old traps and stuff is falling apart.
We can handle danger, but yeah, let's be careful.
You see Rue look into space vaguely for a moment, and above her head she replays the sequence with the bridge.
Yep.
And we handled that very
we can
well.
handle danger.
Mm-hmm.
We survive.
Jill cracks her knuckles and walks in.
Well, let's go handle some danger.
I swear this will be a good book, though.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you all head inside. I think at this point, because we have a ruin we can traverse, we can end this session here and let you pick that up next time and give yourselves a good dungeon crawl.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Down for that.
So next time we shall handle some danger.
Yes, we as we end, we see these 5 kids now heading down into the darkness of these ruins in the desert. And that is where we will close the session until a Sunday 2 weeks from now.
So long.
So, we'll go around and do outros. The usual plug your cool stuff, who you are, and what did you enjoy about this session, if anything at all. So,
I hate this game so much.
I know,
Here,
clearly.
it's the worst.
Clearly, it
Hate the
sucks so much.
characters. Yeah, it's just garbage. I'm here for the money.
Who wants to play a bunch of meddling kids anyway? All edge, all the way.
I think it's
Totally.
missing a lot of the Pathfinder grappling rules.
Oh, right. Yeah, not enough math.
Yeah.
Not enough math. The numbers are
And what's the political situation between cat people and like normal people? Are they like?
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Where's the racism in this? Look,
Yeah.
the game is missing.
Where's my fantasy racism?
Oh,
Not
I can't play without it.
God.
Gets
Too-
me going.
too
My immersion.
wholesome. Yeah, but my immersion
But
though.
my immersion.
God.
Why doesn't this caravan have slaves? You know?
God.
Oh, but we haven't gotten to the like magical fucking desert city where there are definitely not slaves. Thank you very much.
Oh God. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Stick by next time when we tackle slavery in a very special episode.
well, we did build umbrellas for all of
white
this shade.
people.
Yup. Yup.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Not that the game industry has issues or anything.
Yeah. Sorry. My inner sarcasm just kind of bursted out of
I
nowhere.
love it. I love it.
Anyways,
So-
well, fortunately, we have
curse.
a game that is none of that.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
This is wholesome bullshit, and we love it that way. Since we do have a little bit of time because we ended a bit early, do we want to take questions from chat at all?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we can do that.
That has
That could be fun.
Let's
Dude,
take a couple if
chat.
people have them.
Yeah, chat. Do you have questions about this game, this cast, or this story? Field them to us, please.
While we're waiting on that, do you want to go down the line anyway?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do your plugs and what you enjoyed. So starting with you, Em.
Oh, okay. So name is M, adding Trevor on Twitter, Trevor and most other places. I yell about RPGs, do art stuff, and mostly yell about RPGs though. I'm occasionally on various streams all around the internet. And yeah, what I have been waiting for Griffin to do a flirt attempt basically this entire game, so that was beautiful.
Just it's real good. Just hero.
That's why I grew out my hair, so I could do that.
Exactly. Dude, hair flipping is fucking amazing. Highly recommend to anyone who has the link for it.
The bad thing, I have this big ear headphones, so they will fall off if I go full 100% at it.
Great. And since we're at you, Victor, favorite moment and plug your shit.
Yeah, I'm Victor, Victormon everywhere. I'm an illustrator of kids book, comic book artist, and general yeller about games and anime and everything. And my favorite moment, like Kian, I've been looking forward to this ever since we talked about Kian, and I'm so happy to have a fictional little brother.
your small baby bro.
Yeah, and he's a really bad influence on Griffin, clearly.
That's okay. They're
I love
boys.
it.
Awesome. Anna.
Hi, I'm Anna. You can find me on Twitter at Annalandin, where I yell a lot about RPGs and post a lot of pictures of characters I draw that make people yell at me in all caps, and a lot of pictures of my cat. And my favorite moment of this session was probably getting to swoon over the very pretty girl, because Rue hasn't had an opportunity to be anything than everybody's little sister, and it's nice to have like a moment for her to be blushing awkward teenager as well.
That was very good to see.
I like Rue and Griffin as thirsty friends.
I like how they have
Not the first one I would have expected, but definitely the one we deserve.
yeah.
I love how they have completely different approaches to swooning. Because Griffin goes instantly into the, oh yeah, I'm gonna try to be cool now, and Rue does not even try.
Rue is just
I think Rue's way is better. It's more charming than whatever Griffin is trying to do.
Whatever Griffin is trying to do, yes.
Whatever that is.
It's more my fault than anyone else's.
It's fine.
Let's be clear.
Excellent. And last but absolutely not least, Nicholas.
Yeah, hello. I have throat problems.
You are a cat hairball?
I wish. My name is Niklas. You can find me at Twitter at nyvinter and most places. I do yelling about art, anxiety, and RPGs, like most people.
Yeah.
The Trinity.
Yeah. And my favorite moment this episode were probably the thirst duo.
The thirsty friends.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all are in the desert, so thirst is totally understandable.
High level, so thirst is expected.
Yeah. So, looks like we've got some questions. From Robin Winghead, is there a kingdom of cat people, or are the animal folk like magical mishaps or something? So, the way the world works, it's based very heavily off of the aesthetic in the game Legend of Mana, which has wonderful characters, some of which are things like a living, talking teapot. Anything goes in terms of what people may be in this world, and there's really no reason for it. It just is the way it is. Nobody questions it. They're all essentially human for all intents and purposes. And they just look however they do.
I kind of take it as I take Kingdom Hearts lore. It's like, oh, okay, I guess, all right. Sure.
Yeah, it's just the way the world is. Everybody looks the way they look and nobody questions it because it's normal.
Just be like that.
Yeah, that's why we have cat people and, cats that can talk. They're completely separate.
Exactly. Let's see. Question time from Mr. Lovejoy. Advice for first-time Ryuutama GMs and advice to give first-time Ryuutama players that have only done D&D. Let's go players first. What wisdom do you guys have?
I mean, we don't really play precisely rules as written here. We lean very heavily into the narrative side, but coming into this as a D&D player, don't worry so much about building a combat character. Like, you don't need to optimize for combat if you don't really want to.
Yeah, you're gonna be useful pretty much by virtue of existing. Ryuutama doesn't really punish players for building however the heck they want, and there isn't even that much you can really do to customize your build anyway.
Yeah.
So really don't worry about it. The system is designed to allow you to be useful no matter what you do.
Yeah, each type, each thing you can choose for your character has a situational role. Everything about a character is situational, so sooner or later a situation should come up. If your GM is paying attention to what you picked, they should put those situations forth for you to be able to enact your skills.
We do a lot of combat comparatively to how much combat I think there's expected to be in Ryuutama. A lot of your time is gonna be attempting to build stuff or make your travel easier or travel exploring, finding things.
For trading, we don't do a lot of
trading,
that.
stuff like that.
Along that line, especially coming from a D&D mindset where so much is based around your class, in Ryuutama, I think I've used my class features once, and it was today.
Yeah.
They're useful for flavor and character creation and stuff, but you're not as tied to I am a cleric, therefore I do X thing.
Yeah, you are not your class.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't have a role in the party because I'm an artisan. I am an artisan who is a part of the party.
And important.
My role.
Yeah, an important note too. Like they don't even rules as written. It's not even called a class in Ryuutama. It's called a job.
Right.
So it's like your job. You are a farmer. You are a merchant. You are an artisan.
So I guess that might be a more useful way to phrase it. Ryuutama does not have classes the way D&D has classes. When you read the playbook, it's going to probably look like it does, but it really doesn't.
Yeah. From a GM's
and also, I think one of the difference, you can't really lean on the rules in the same way in Ryuutama as you can in D&D, because if you do, then you will just have bean counting. You need, so instead you go and step a little bit back and try to go a little bit more towards the role play, because that will make the rules when you actually use them better.
Yeah. Part of the things that they indicate in the book, in fact, is all these various travel checks, condition checks, direction checks should never just be like binary. Oh, you succeeded. Oh, you failed, and that's that. They're used specifically to generate role play. So the thing that you do as a GM in that instance, you have everybody make their checks, and then you ask the players, okay, so you failed that, or you didn't quite make your travel check, so have your HP. What does this look like during the day as you're traveling? Why is this so rough on your character? And you let them narrate that and talk about that. And that's really what generates a lot of the gameplay. And otherwise, from a GM perspective, read the book. First of all,
it's delightful.
It's fun. And there is an entire section that really guides you, and they have wonderful worksheets that walk you through how to set up scenarios and split them into a 3-act structure that makes it very, very easy to create a good session. They have an example scenario that's worth looking at if you're really not entirely sure. But in general, lean to the narrative, lean to the thematics of the Ryujin that you've chosen or that your players have opted for if you let it be a group thing. And let the players help you tell the story. If you notice in the session today, there was a great deal of points where I just asked the group to tell me what they were up to and what was going on, and sit back and let them do their thing.
That's generally a good idea for DMing any game. Like, yeah. I can recommend reading Ryuutama even if you're not like super into playing it, because it's got a lot of good ideas. Town building, I love. Gonna be using a little bit of town building in my Wednesday games, where I'm gonna start DMing, where Anna is involved. We created our hometowns with the town building system, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, highly recommended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have we tried stuff like Good Society? It's got like 0 rules, all roleplay. I don't think we've tried Good Society here yet, but we want to.
Yeah.
Oh, do we want to?
I've never heard of it, actually.
What?
Quite a lot.
We should be including you in our yelling a bit. It's very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've definitely tried stuff that was 0 rules. I'll roleplay.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
there. That's a. Sometimes we roll dice is a rule that Em and I follow in other games we play, and that's
What are
literally
rules?
the only rule.
How well did you do the thing? That's the rule.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're a group of very, very narrative focused role players in general. So we've played a lot of systems that are that emphasize roleplay,
over rules.
and rules light in a good way.
Yeah.
Just enough to give you something to narratively inspire, and that's it. But yeah, that's kind of the style around here, you'll notice, because again, this is like Em said, we're not really or Em and Anna said, like we don't play rules as written around here. There's a lot that I'm homebrewing and adjusting.
Monster of the week.
I'm running a game. I don't quite know how to play it, but it's fine. There's a cheat sheet. It's good.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're working on it. No big deal.
That sounds like a thing you can do. Cool, and it sounds dope. So sure. Like that's a super valid game style though, and it works for a lot of people. So
Yeah.
why not?
Definitely.
Let the rules guide you, but
Yeah.
the table bring the fun.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it's nice to have rules for structure. We played a game of dialect that grew much longer than it should have because we're us. But that one has a nice structure for, okay, what happens next? What's the prompt? What's like, it guides you in the right direction, but it leaves the character playing very, very free.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Which everybody's got different speeds. Some people like things a little crunchier than others. Find what works for you.
I love big numbers and rolling dice and see what big number I can make and stuff like that. I love it, but I also love just chatting about what dumb shit happens.
Roleplay shenanigans.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
there are a lot of different systems that serve a lot of different stories, and it's not like you have to just pick one and then only do that thing forever.
Oh no!
Of
Thank
course.
God.
Yeah.
It's perfectly possible to string a D&D campaign into a star-crossed game into whatever the heck you want, honestly.
Of course.
Yes. Oh, speaking of Starcrossed, everybody play that. It's wonderful.
Yes.
Seriously.
I need to try it.
We should play it.
Smooch your friends, yes. Not really, but like
Not really.
through the game.
Like, that'd be way super weird. But, but in fictionally between characters, make that
Yes.
OTP.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make
All
your
right.
OTP dreams come true.
That's right. All right, my friends. I think we have had a very good session. Thank you for all those that have tuned in. Thank you for your questions. Thank you to my wonderful cast who are just amazing, and I love it when I can sit back and watch you do what you do. We will see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye bye.